Hello everybody, and welcome back to Random Vids. So, for my next pool series that I did on my second channel, I asked you guys to, choose your favorite Super Kitties character. I've ranked the Super Kitties characters many times on my other channel, and now I left it up to you guys. What character did you guys choose as your favorite Super Kitties character? Obviously, there's lots of great characters from Super Kitties, but since the pool series is now finished, just like all the other ones, I thought it'd be a great idea to just kind of make a video to kind of talk about the pool series and, you know, the way the pool series went. So, obviously, everything was set up bracket style. All the images, or all the characters that I used, were put on a wheel spin and decided who would they be up against. Since it's not like the episodes where I can just put, oh, episode 1, 2, 3, 4. No, the characters are all over the place. So I wanted to put it on a wheel spin to kind of mix it up that way. Anyway, with that, let's get into round 1 with all the characters who got eliminated in round 1. So let's start off with Colby Jack. Now, I'm not really sure how big of a character Colby is. I know he's in a few episodes of Season 2 and potentially Season 3. Also, speaking of which, forgive me, but I haven't seen too much of Season 3. So, there's going to be a few characters that maybe potentially might have been main characters in Season 3, but I didn't know, and they're not in Season, or I don't know them yet. So, anyway, I know Colby Jack has appeared in some episodes of Season 2. However, he is more of a sidekick character, and some of the side characters aren't necessarily, I shouldn't say not loved, but when they're against some really good characters, then I'm not expecting them to make it really far. And unfortunately, Colby ended up being in round 1 with some really good characters overall, and unfortunately, he just couldn't end up moving on. Next up, we have Happy. Now, I know there's 2 of the kitties in like the play area that have main names. I forget what the other one is, which is why it wasn't in the pool series. Happy is one, and is it Yo-Yo the other one? I don't remember, which is why it was only one and ended up being just Happy. Well, anyway, once again, Happy was one of the ones in round 1, and he ended up losing, but he did better than Colby, so that's why I did him after Colby. What's funny about these pool series, too, is that there was 0 ties at all. Everyone knew what their mains were, so yeah, it's not quite as controversial as some of the episodes. Well, Happy may be a great character when he's in it, but unfortunately, once again, he is another one of those side characters who doesn't appear much, and when he's up against the Super Kitties themselves, which all 4 of them are already loved by many, then he isn't going to make it far, unfortunately, and not far at all he made it, because he got eliminated in round 1. Next up, we have Captain Fluff and Stuff. I honestly don't really even remember this character at all. Is it even I don't even remember the gender of Captain Fluff and Stuff. I believe it's a boy, but I don't know. I'm just going to call it Captain Fluff and Stuff. Well, anyway, Captain Fluff and Stuff isn't really that much known as a character. Even I forgot all about Captain Fluff and Stuff. So, I mean, Captain Fluff and Stuff was lower on my list anyway when I ranked all the characters. So, I don't think Captain Fluff and Stuff is really one of those characters that many people remember. So, Captain Fluff and Stuff getting eliminated in round 1 is something that didn't shock me at all. Another character eliminated was Doreen. Once again, another one of these characters that I'm sure many don't even remember is even in the series. I only remember her just because I guess she appears sometimes, but I don't know. She's kind of boring compared to some of the other characters. Not a bad character, just maybe a little more boring just because we don't really get much with this character. If maybe we'd get a little more with her, maybe like an episode focused on her, then maybe she would make it get a little better. But nah, she's one of those side characters that you hardly see at all. So once again, like Captain Fluff and Stuff, her getting eliminated in round 1 was not shocking to me at all. Next up, we have Darla. This one was kind of close. I think it was between her and Boo was the one who ended up moving on. Darla, on the other hand, I think she's only been in 1 episode. So 1 episode focused is not enough to push it above some other characters, whereas Boo, I think, appeared in 2 episodes, as of now. I mean, Darla might have at this point, like I said, I haven't watched much of Season 3, so I don't know if she could potentially have appeared in one of the episodes in Season 3. But I know she did appear in the 1 episode in Season 2. I mean, she's a fine character and all. A little boring compared to some of the others, but, you know, she's cute. but unfortunately, nothing more than round 1 for her. Next up, we have the Singing Squirrels. I hardly didn't even count these characters, just because they were only in, like, what, 2 episodes of Season 1, and then that was it. They're fine characters for what they are, but once again, they are just some of those side characters that you don't see that often. So, they're just average to me. Nothing too crazy. And I think many other people agreed, because once again, these were up against, I think they were up against one of the Super Kitties as well. So once again, obviously they're not beating the Super Kitty, and I think they were up, I think this was the same pool as Boo and Darla as well. So I think Boo and Darla were a little well known, although the Singing Squirrels did manage to pass Darla, I think, at the last moment. So they beat her, but that's about it. Next up, we have Sam the Dove. Him and Eddie are obviously best friends, who is shown many times throughout Super Kitties. They're usually the main ones who end up calling the Super Kitties up on the Super Kitty Come. So, what's so interesting about this character, you may ask? Well, he's a bird. I guess that's different than a cat. He calls Super Kitties. He has a best friend named Eddie, and that's about it. I'm not really the hugest fans of Sam and Eddie. They're fine. Like, I understand them in the series. Like, I'm not saying I don't like them in the series, but, like, I wish we were shown more other characters, like I said, like Darla, or Happy, or Doreen. I wish we saw some of those characters more, opposed to Sam and Eddie, who appear in, like, almost every episode. They're fine, but they're nothing too crazy, in my opinion, at least. And I think it was shown pretty, I think it was pretty obvious once Sam got eliminated in round 1. Once again, I wasn't really expecting much. I don't think he's not one of those characters people talk about to death, so I wasn't expecting much for this character. Next up, we have Puchissimo. So she is the piano player of the Super Kitties, of the show, I should say. She did appear briefly in like some season 1 episodes, but she had a big focus in the pretend piano player episode in season 2, and potentially could have been in season 3 as well, who knows. But once again, this is one of those side characters who is just kind of in like a few episodes here and there, and that's about it. But is enough that can be considered, maybe not a main character, of course, but a character of Super Kitties, so that's why I included her. She's about average, in my opinion, and unfortunately, like I said, I think she was up against a Super Kitty, so there was no beating whoever that Super Kitty was. So, yeah, round 1, unfortunately, for Puchissimo. Next up, we have Jaja. So here's our first villain. So here's our first, like, main character who is going bye-bye. Unfortunately, I don't think many people are fans of Jaja. I think many people view her as the worst villain of the bunch, including the Glampsters, which, in a way, I could see. I mean, out of the 4 main villains, she is, in my opinion, my least favorite. The Glampsters, it's kind of hard to really, judge them yet, because, like I said, I haven't seen much of Season 3. I do like the fact that they included the Glampsters. Add another villain, just like they did add another Super Kitty, in a way, with Willa. But Jaja has not really remained many people's favorites. I think she's gotten a little better, maybe, as the series has went on, but not much. She's a fine villain, but yeah, she's definitely not, like, top 10 favorite characters. But, wow, she got eliminated in round 1. Okay, that's a little crazy, but hey. Next up, we have Biscuit, a.k.a. Chef Marcy's cat. She's a great character. Obviously, she's shown a few times in the Super Kitties series and episodes. Potentially Season 3 as well, I don't remember. But, Biscuit's one of those side characters who, yeah, she isn't shown in every episode, but she's one of those kind of, like, icon characters in a way, where she, like, if Chef Marcy is shown, then you better believe Biscuit will be there as well. So, while, once again, not a side character you see all the time, she is a great character overall, and unfortunately, though, I think she was up against some great characters, plus Jaja, so she got eliminated in round 1. Next up, we have Renata. So, this mama bird, unfortunately, once again, was up against, I think, some really, really great characters. So, she ended up getting eliminated in round 1. Personally, I think she's a fine character, but the best character is Super Kitties? Absolutely not. She's fine, but I can understand why she got eliminated in round 1, especially if she was up against some really great characters, too. I mean, I still have all 4 images kind of grouped together, So I can probably see who she was up against. But, yep, Renata eliminated round 1. Ooh, yeah, she was up against some really great characters. And a Super Kitty was one of them. So, very understandable. Well, surprisingly, one of the other ones that got eliminated was Otto. So Otto's the side character villain to Lab Rat. And, well, obviously, he's not better than Lab Rat, and he's kind of that fun non-talking character. Kind of like the Budgies in a way, but just better. So Otto is a great character overall. He's obviously seen in any episode that Lab Rat's in. But a favorite? Nah, he's not one of my absolute favorites, but I was a little surprised that Otto didn't make it a little further, but understandable. Like I said, he was in the same pool as Renata, and they were up against some really tough characters. So, unfortunately, Otto just couldn't quite make it to round 2. But round 1 it is. Well, unfortunately, Renata's chicks didn't make it any further either. Ricky, Reggie, and Rosie, I think their names are. Yeah, once again, like Renata, they're not really known to be like main characters or anything. They honestly only exist in like almost like an episode per season at this point, unless I'm missing something. But I mean, yeah, they're cute, but there's other cute characters in the series, so very understandable why they got eliminated in round 1. They are cute, but like I said, it's a show called Super Kitties, so I'm not necessarily focusing the cuteness on some baby birds. They are cute, but I think they did a better job on even other characters that aren't kitties. But we'll get to those characters eventually. But unfortunately, Renata's chicks couldn't make it any further, so they got eliminated in round 1 with their mom. Next up, we have Marcel. Oh boy, I believe if I remember correctly, I think there was like 3 of the cat burglar characters all put together. Maybe that was round 2. It was something like that, and then maybe like a Super Kitty. It was like a really hard pull. I forget which one it was. But I remember Marcel was up against some really great characters. So, unfortunately, Marcel just couldn't make it any further. I love Marcel. Like, Colby Jack is fine, but I think Marcel's definitely the main mouse character. And he's just so cute. He's so precious. I love the episode where Caddy is helping out Marcel, or I should say any episode that Caddy helps out Marcel, and he just has such a cute design for a mouse too. So here's what I'm talking about, some younger characters, cute characters that they do more with, that makes them more interesting. Marcel's one of my favorites actually, so it's a shame seeing him get eliminated this early on, but that's okay. Maybe there's that's okay. Some of the other characters in the cat burglar family could carry on the legacy, but we'll see. Next up, we have Gwen. Once again, this is one of those characters that I'm not surprised didn't make it far. I honestly, kind of like Captain Fluff and stuff, I almost forget that Gwen is a character in the series, because we don't really see much of her, unless if it's one of those things where it's like all the dogs of Super Kitties just kind of meet together and stuff. So almost kind of like Captain Fluff and stuff, or Doreen. She hardly even counts as a character. She would definitely be on my lower half of the list, so I can see why she got eliminated in round 1. So, unfortunately for those Gwen fans, she didn't make it any further. Next up, we have Granny Katarina. I am shocked that she got eliminated in round 1. I mean, she was in the same pool as Gwen was. Obviously, she was beating Gwen, but the other 2 characters, I almost am a little more shocked about. One of them is one of the main villains, and another one is a Super Kitty. Like, yeah, you might think those kitties would beat Granny Katarina, but the Super Kitty is more known as maybe the weaker of the... Not the weaker, but... Or in my opinion, I should say, that Super Kitty is probably my least favorite of the 4. And I'd almost say Granny Katarina is better. I love Granny Katarina. She's great. She's a great sidekick character and a great grandmother to, of course, Cat Burglar. And yeah, a little shocking she got eliminated in round 1 just for how well known and how great of a character she is, but I guess that's just the way the poll series went, so unfortunately she got eliminated in round 1. Next up we have Coco. Oh, this is that poll that was the really tough one. There was like all 4 of them were just really iconic, well-known, great Super Kitty character. Okay, 3 of them are. One of them, in my opinion, is just kind of more okay, but I guess in your guys' opinion, that okay character, in my opinion, was the one that advanced into round 2. So unfortunately, that meant we had to get rid of two of those really great characters, and Coco was one of them. Even in, what, 2 episodes that I've seen her in so far, I know she's in more, I know that she's in one from Season 3 that I haven't seen yet, but from the episodes from Season 2 that I know of that she's in, she's already a great character. She is so cute, and I love how, kind of like Marcel, Caddy helps Coco out. Coco is such a cute character. Once again, another one of those young characters who I don't mind seeing, like, more than, like, just the baby birds, just because they give more oomph into this character, you know what I mean? So, unfortunately, another great character eliminated in round 1, but there is so many great characters, so it's hard to have them all move on. But Coco's great. Unfortunately, though, she could not make it any further, even when she gives the puppy dog eyes. Next up, we have Cousin Sassy, voiced by Tiana herself from Princess and the Frog. Isn't that fun? Well, anyway, Cousin Sassy, of course, is the cousin to Cat Burglar. So, another Cat Burglar family member down the drain. It's just down to Catty now, which, so spoiler alert, he did advance into the next round. But unfortunately, he had to say bye to his grandma, his cousin, and the 2 baby characters that he helps out. So, Catty's holding the baton for this group. Wow, I was really surprised that, I was surprised that a lot of these characters didn't move on. Especially with that one iffy character that I was like, I don't know if she's going to make it that far, but she did anyway. And advanced into round 2, so unfortunately she had to leave behind Sassy in the dust. But it's okay. Caddy's going to hold the baton, and we'll see how far he goes with that. So unfortunately, Sassy got eliminated in round 1. Next up, we have Eddie. Alright, here's characters I'm more, not surprised with. Eddie, of course, is Sam's best friend. He's a pigeon, and yeah, that's about it. He appears with Sam. He's a tad more funnier than Sam. And what else is there to say about Eddie? He's just an average character. Well, maybe even a little below average. I'm not the biggest fans of Sam and Eddie, and it looks like many others weren't either. So, eliminated in round 1, and I'm not really that surprised. Next up, we have the Budgies. Here's another group of characters that I'm not surprised got eliminated in round 1. Zsa Zsa's henchmen, basically. Kind of like Otto, they're not really talking characters, and they're just more birds that exist. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Budgies. I don't mind George. He's probably my favorite, just because he's the one that gets any recognition anymore at this point. But yeah, they don't really have much personalities, except George loves Zsa Zsa. So I guess that's cute and all, and I like to see what goes on with these characters in the future. But I don't think they're many other people's favorites either. When you think of side characters from Super Kitties, I think some of the first ones that come to mind are Otto and Granny Katarina. Heck, maybe even Quaxley. Anything but the Budgies, really. Speaking of side characters, or speaking of henchmen eliminated in round 1, King Fishy Fin. I guess he's the side character to Mr. Puppy Paws. Honestly, I'd take Quaxley over King Fishy Fin. He's another non-talking character, but he has less personality than Otto and even the Budgies. So, understandably so, he was eliminated in round 1. And he was up against 2 adorable puppies, too. So once again, fish aren't cute at all. So, he was not going to make it any further than round 1. And he would have been beat by Quaxley, honestly. And Quaxley isn't even a character, really. But, yeah, no surprise at all. But I will say that this is the last character eliminated in round 1. So all the other characters that I didn't talk about advanced into round 2. Or more, who knows. But, obviously, we had to still cut some from round 2. So let's see what characters got eliminated in round 2. Starting with Boomer. Has Boomer even appeared in many other episodes, or just that one from Season 1? I mean, I'm pretty sure she's appeared in a few other episodes, maybe throughout the series, but I don't know. I don't really remember Boomer that much outside of that one episode. I remember liking her, though, so I guess many others liked her enough to bring her into round 2 as well. Unfortunately, though, eventually you get up against some of the really big icon characters, so it's not going to really you're not going to really be able to make it much further than that. So unfortunately, Boomer got eliminated in round 2. But props to making it past round 1 at least. Next up, we have Aunt Lola. I can't believe she's the character who ended up carrying the Zsa Zsa family. I mean, it's only Zsa Zsa, Budgies, and Aunt Lola. Aunt Lola appeared in an episode of Season 2, and I'm pretty sure she appeared in Season 3 as well. I don't mind. I understand people saying Aunt Lola, is the best of the Jaja family. She has kind of that sassy attitude, and just it's fun to watch, opposed to Jaja, who's just more bratty in a way. I don't know. Maybe at some point, in my opinion, Aunt Lola might be better than Jaja. For now, though, Aunt Lola has only been in one episode, so that's kind of hard to base off when Jaja's been in 3 seasons. So I do like Aunt Lola, though, and I can see why she didn't make it past round 1. But like I said, she's a character who's only appeared like 1 time, 2 times, whatever. So I don't think she was making it much further. Next up, we have Boo. I remember this was a very close pull. It was almost a tie, but it wasn't. It was like Boo, Darla, and the singing squirrels were all pretty close together, and then the other character, I don't remember who was up against them, was super high up. Unfortunately, though, like I said, Boo, kind of like Aunt Lola, Boo has only been in like 2 episodes. So she isn't going to get much recognition when she's against characters like Sparks, Buddy, even like Cat Burglar. So, yeah, she's a character that may be cute and may have advanced into round 2, but I was not expecting her to make it much further either. Next up, we have Polaris. I hope I said that right. Polaris is a character who I didn't expect a lot of people to really, really like and connect with. I don't really remember much of Polaris, really, either. Yeah, she was in an episode of Season 1, and I think she was in a few of Season 2 or something like that. All I know is that Ginny's a big fan of her, and same with Labrat. I didn't really think she was, an amazing character. She's a fine character, in my opinion. But obviously, this is all your opinions, not mine. So, if she advanced into round 2, then she advanced into round 2. But, unfortunately, even the characters like Polaris can't make it past Super Kitties. So, yeah, unfortunately she got eliminated round 2. But, hey, she at least advanced further than round 1, so that's something. Next up, we have the Kittens Without Mittens. Oh, these 3 are so adorable. And I'm actually kind of surprised that these characters ended up beating Otto. But, hey, I'm not complaining. I almost like them better than Otto. And they are cute characters. And 3 of them, 3 against 1. Okay, well, the Baby Birds got eliminated in round 1. And they were 3. But, unlike the Baby Birds, I feel like these 3 have more going for them. And even they don't have, like, a whole bunch. Oh, let's see if I can remember their names. Chibi, Bibi, and Phoebe. I think that's what their names are. Cute characters for sure, but once again, they are side characters who you don't see too terribly often, and if you're up against a wall of super kitties and even a wall of villains, I don't think you're going to make it too terribly far, but hey, round 2. Next up, we have Miss Poochie Tail. So, Miss Poochie Tail is one of those characters who appeared a lot in Season 1, and a decent amount in Season 2. I don't think she's appeared at all in Season 3 yet, though, from what I can recall. But she's basically the love interest for Mr. Puppy Paws. So she's not one of those characters like Captain Fluff and stuff. Doreen, where she has like no personality or like she's hardly in it. No, she does have, some personality, and she's in the series a lot more than just once or twice. She's not my absolute favorite character, but I can understand why she made it at least into round 2. She is a great character overall. Let's hope if we get some more Miss Poochie Tail in Season 3. Next up, we have Magda. Once again, understandable like Miss Poochie Tail why she made it into round 2. But she is another one of those side characters who isn't in every single episode. And in my opinion, some of the museum episodes, especially in the earlier seasons, are kind of just more okay. And Magda overall is just okay. Like, she's nothing too crazy, but she's fine. I can understand why she advanced into round 2, kind of like Miss Poochie Tail. But she didn't make it any further, so hey, round 2. Better than, round 1, I guess. Next up, we have Labrat. Ooh, I remember when I first started watching the series, Labrat was my favorite villain just because she felt like a character who is the most like a villain, opposed to just doing things to make friends or if she's being sassy, whatever. Plus, she was just funny, and I liked her voice. Her voice actor did a great job with her. All the other voice actors did a great job too. I'm just saying I liked Labrat's voice. I think it matched her perfectly. Although I think Caddy might be my favorite now, but Labrat is still a close second. So it is a little strange seeing her get eliminated in round 2, of all things. Potentially round 3 might have been more of where I could understand, but round 2? I mean, she must have been up against some really great characters to be eliminated in round 2. I don't remember what they were, but unfortunately Labrat couldn't make it any further. But hey, she beat Jaja, I guess. Next character eliminated is Wiggles. Alright. Now, I will say, Super Kitties does a great job overall with its characters, and for the most part, I do like. Even some of the more below average characters ain't horrible, they're just not shown enough. But there is one character who I stand by as the absolute worst character of Super Kitties, in my opinion at least, and that is, of course, Wiggles. I'm not a big Wiggles fan. I wasn't when he first came out. I'm still not a big Wiggles fan, and I don't think I really ever will be a big Wiggles fan. The thing with Wiggles is he's fine as a character, but he is shown way too much. Like, way. I just thought he was shown just more than he needed to be in Season 2. Yeah, I understand he's, Sparks created him, so he's this new invention or whatever. He's going to be this new character of the Super Kitties kind of in a way. But we don't need episodes focused on Wiggles. Like, we didn't have any episodes focused on some of the best side characters or even villains. Like, why aren't we getting more episodes focused on these characters? Instead, we're getting more episodes focused on a robot pig, which I could care less about. I'm not here to see robot pigs. I'm here to watch these cute kitties that I was promised. Now, I don't mind Wiggles being in the background and stuff, or even just doing a few things here and there. Like I forget what the episode was, but when when Wiggles and the Roboctopus were trying to be friends, that episode was good because it wasn't just focused on Wiggles the whole time. Like, we had this fun little, friend game thing. It was kind of neat, and I like what they did with it. But then there was, other episodes, where he steals a bunch of boots, which, that episode was so stupid just because it gave no plot, really, at all. Wiggles was the main villain that episode, and it's just a whole load of nothing in that episode. It stuck out like a sore thumb, in my opinion. So, in my personal opinion, I don't like Wiggles. And I don't think I will ever like Wiggles. So, here's to hoping that he isn't gonna... I still haven't seen much of Season 3 yet again, but I am really hoping that they did dial down the amount that we see Wiggles in Season 3, because that was a little much for me in Season 2. And he's not even that interesting of a character. He's just a robot pig that oinks and walks around like any other robot. I don't know. I don't like Wiggles. I'm not a big fan of him, but I know that's just my personal opinion. Others, on the other hand, I feel like they like Wiggles, but obviously he isn't no Super Kitties character, so he can advance into round 2. But thank goodness, I'm sorry, unfortunately for the people who love Wiggles, he didn't advance any further. For people like me who don't like Wiggles, thank goodness he didn't make it any further, because I hate Wiggles. And I will say that the next time I get to talk about this character. Definitely, in my opinion, the worst character of Super Kitties. Alright, let's move on to the next character who got eliminated, which is Rockland. His aunt got eliminated in round 2, so I guess he has to go as well. It was against him and Frankie, and I think Peanut it was. Yeah, that's right, because this was the puppy round. It was 3 puppies. Peanut, Frankie, and Rockland. Unfortunately, Rockland, being the one that's in the middle for me, was the one that ended up getting eliminated. I personally like him better than Frankie, but hey, he made it in the round 2, so unfortunately, if his aunt can't advance, then unfortunately, Rockland can't either. He can't go without his aunt, Well, that was the last character eliminated in round 2. Round 3 is where it starts getting really difficult. This is where we might see some, really big icon characters go, potentially some Super Kitties eliminated. This is where it starts getting, round 1, round 2, yeah, it was just fun and games and all, but round 3, this is where it starts getting a little difficult. So, let's get to the first character eliminated in round 3, and that character is Pickles. Man. Ironically, probably the most ironic and well-known side character of Super Kitties, and many people's favorites, up alongside Peanut. Pickles is in a decent amount of episodes from seasons 1, 2, and even 3. One of my favorites is, I think it's in season 3, where Pickles dresses up as a pumpkin costume. The most adorable thing ever, by the way. Understandably so. Pickles, of course, has won over many people's hearts. Not everybody. I know there's people who don't like Pickles. But for the people who do love Pickles, he's just such a cute character, and I definitely see that. I'd take him over Wiggles any day. I'd take him over most of these side characters any day. Pickles is up there as one of my favorite side... He's probably my second favorite side character of them all. But he's so ironic. He's so, cute. He's adorable. This is what I like to see in Super Kitties. Cute kitties. And what is Pickles? A cute kitty. So he made it into round 3. Unfortunately, it was going to get really hard to make it into the semifinals. So even with how cute Pickles is, I don't think it's... I guess there's just 4 other characters that were more adorable than Pickles to make it into the semifinals. Well, round 3 is good enough, I guess. Next up, we have Mr. Puppy Paws. I was honestly kind of surprised that he ended up beating Lab Rat, and he made it all the way to round 3. But I guess he is a well-known, great, iconic Super Kitties villain. Honestly, the only one that I don't think people are the biggest fan of is Jaja, which I guess understandable. Mr. Puppy Paws is a great character, and he made it all the way to round 3, which is a little crazy, but hey, props to Mr. Puppy Paws. That ended up rolling off the tongue perfectly. Alright, next is the Glamsters. Another villains. Okay, these are brand new villains of Season 3, which is crazy. I've seen a few episodes of them in it. Like I said, I haven't seen many episodes of Season 3, so I'm probably going to have to rewatch Season 3 at this point because I don't even remember some of those beginning episodes. Well, anyway, Glamsters are brand new villains, and yeah, they're cute characters, I guess, for villains even. They're kind of like Mr. Puppy Paws in a way where they're not really... Their main villain goals, I guess, isn't necessarily just to be a villain like Lab Rat. I think it's mainly just to help their human out, which is great, and I like that story plot of their villainous. They're great, and potentially they could beat Jaja, in my opinion, at some point, but I need to see more of these characters, but understandably so, they did make it into round 3, but I don't think they were going to make it any further, unfortunately, so props to the Glamsters. Great job for making it into round 3. Next up, we have Buddy. Oh, one of them's down. We got one of them down, unfortunately. Buddy is a really great character, of course, of Super Kitties, and I was definitely, I wasn't shocked in a way because I knew there was tons. Like, it was getting hard for these Super Kitties to stay in it. I was expecting the Super Kitties to make it far, so seeing one of them fall already, I shouldn't say already, but one of them fell before the semifinals, which is crazy, but hey, I love the Super Kitties, of course, but it would be a very anticlimactic winning in a way, if you know what I mean. Love them, of course, and I was pretty much expecting them to make it really far. Buddy's a great character. He's not my favorite of the bunch. I think he's fine, but I think there's other characters I like better. But of course, Buddy's still a great iconic character. So making it into round 3 is totally understandable. Next up, we have Catty, aka Cat Burglar. Unfortunately, guys, Catty couldn't make it any further than the round 3. He is a great character, of course. And I was pretty much expecting him to make it far, and because of the fact that he was holding the baton with all the other characters in his family that got eliminated, he did hold the baton for a while, but unfortunately, once again, he's up against some really, really great characters, so it was going to be a little hard to make it into the semifinals, especially when there's still, a decent amount of characters left, and only 4 of them are going to advance. Like I said, round 1 and 2 were just kind of the easy ones. Round 3 was the really hard one. So, unfortunately, Catty couldn't make it any further, but hey, he made it into round 3, so I gotta give him props for that. Next up, we have Ginny. Ooh, another Super Kitty bites the dust. Man, 2 down already, and only 2 to go. Is another one gonna get eliminated in round 3 here? Well, I will say, the 2 that did get eliminated in round 3 so far, in my opinion, are probably the weaker 2. Ginny is a great character, of course, she's basically the main character, but there is better characters, I think, out there, and Ginny is a good character, don't get me wrong. Making it in round 3, totally understandable, totally deserved. But I know there's other characters who are a bit better. And even other Super Kitty characters. But, man, another one down. So, unfortunately, Ginny couldn't make it any further for the Ginny fans. For the big Ginny fans. But, hey, she made it into round 3, so you gotta congrat her on that. Next up, we have Frankie. I was honestly a little surprised that Frankie made it all the way into round 3. You have all these great characters, and then Frankie. This is just my opinions, though, because I do think Frankie's a fine character, but honestly, I almost forget about Frankie every time, I watch the show. I completely forget about his episode in Season 1. It's honestly kind of I don't know if it's just a me thing, where I'm just like, oh, there's so many great episodes, I forgot about this one, or I'm just not really the biggest Frankie fan. And I don't mind Frankie, she is a cute character and all, but there is better characters, in my opinion. But she did make it into round 3, so props to her. She did a great job. She beat Lab Rat, of all characters, okay. But unfortunately, she didn't make it any further. But I wasn't really expecting it either, just because there is a lot of great characters left. Alright, let's keep going. And our last character eliminated in round 3 is Ruby. Whoa, I did not expect this character to make it this far either. On one hand, I do like Ruby, but I feel like there's another character who shares almost a similar design that has appeared in, basically almost every episode at this point of Season 3. I think you know who I'm talking about. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not me saying Ruby is a forgettable character. But at the same time, she was only in, like, what, 1 or 2 episodes of Season 2? So, wow, and she completely, like, blew past. She was the one that I was really surprised that she beat, like, Sassy and Coco and all those characters, because they're like really well-known iconic characters where Ruby just is, fine. But hey, she's a great character, but I didn't think she was going to make it all the way to round 3, especially beating Sassy and Coco. I was for sure Ruby was going to get eliminated there in round 1, but hey, you guys liked her and bring her into round 3, so that's crazy. With that, we're down to the final 4. It's the final countdown. Unfortunately, with our final 4, only 2 of them are allowed to advance into the finale. We still have 2 Super Kitties left, so who knows where they could land. With that, let's check out the first of 2 characters eliminated in the semifinals. And that first character is Sparks. Wow, okay, another Super Kitty character that actually didn't advance into the finale, which I was surprised. But man, Sparks is such an iconic character. I love him, and in my opinion, he's my favorite character of Super Kitties of all time, as you all know. So yeah, I was a little surprised that he didn't make it into the finale. In fact, he got the least amount of votes in the characters in the final 4. So, okay, I was a little shocked about that. But at the same time, I mean, it's 4 really great characters that totally deserved, the semifinals. So, yeah, I was a little shocked he didn't make it all the way to the finale, but okay. I mean, hey, I'll take semifinals for my favorite character of Super Kitties. Sparks is so adorable. Who doesn't love Sparks? Except characters who didn't see the show. Therefore, if you think of it like this, if you haven't seen the show, you cannot rate the characters, because therefore, you have no idea what the characters are. The people who have seen the show and love Sparks, unfortunately, couldn't make it to the finale, but he was close. He was really close. And the other character who didn't make it to the finale was Bitsy. Whoa. Now this one shocked me, I think, even more than Sparks. Bitsy is well known as many people's absolute favorite Super Kitty of the bunch. I like Sparks better, but Bitsy's definitely number 2 for me. Bitsy is adorable. She's like the adorable one. She's the really nice one. She's the one who gets the most emotional of the bunch. She's the one who my friend Lucas has made many, many stories of with his friends and stuff. So she is a really, really, really well-known Super Kitty, and I was really shocked that she didn't even make it to the finale, but it was so close, and I mean so close between her and one of the characters who did make it to the finale. And then the other character completely blew all 3 of these away, which was crazy. That character was the one who ended up blowing them away, but we'll get to those characters in a minute. Bitsy, though, wow, she didn't make it to the finale. That's crazy. But hey, if you think of it, she got 3rd place overall. 3 of, 40-something characters? That's good. That's really good, honestly. So props to Bitsy. She made it really far, and obviously she's loved by many, many people, myself included. But there was just 2 other characters that ended up eliminating her in the semifinals. But you can't be mad about it anymore. She did such a great job. Alrighty, now we have our 2 characters who are in the finale. So let's get to the character in 2nd place, the runner-up. The character who I was honestly shocked made it this far, but I am really glad that that character did make it this far. So our runner-up goes to Peanut. What? The finale? Beating all 4 of the Super Kitties characters? Whoa, that's crazy, but that just goes to show how much of a fan favorite Peanut is compared to even the main Super Kitties characters. And, I'm kind of jumping on that bandwagon as well, because personally, he's probably my 2nd favorite Super Kitties character of all time. So yeah, he's definitely better than Ginny, definitely better than Buddy, and even better than Bitsy, I think, in my opinion, too. But, once again, Peanut does get hindered by being that side character. But kind of like Pickles, he is definitely one of the most iconic main side characters of the bunch. And honestly, Peanut is just so adorable. Look at his design. His big head and his big eyes. Oh, it's too much. And I've grown to love Peanut a lot more as the years have come on. And Peanut is just so adorable. He's had an adorable birthday episode in Season 2. I love the episode he's in season 3. I love any episode Peanut's in. He's just so adorable. But he was the one who ended up blowing all 3 of the characters in the semifinals away. He had like 50% of the votes, and all the others were like 18 and stuff like that. So Peanut in the finale, that's crazy. Unfortunately, though, he wasn't going to win, which I kind of thought in my mind. And I was kind of upset because I like Peanut better than this other character who did win. But you know what? It's okay. This is your opinion. This is it's not mine. So once again, I can't be upset. Peanut made it to the finale. He just didn't quite win. The character who did win, and who ended up basically blowing Peanut away in the finale, is Willa. Whoa. Really? This character beat Peanut in the finale and beat all 4 of the Super Kitties? This character only appeared at the very end of Season 2, and the Super Kitties have been in, obviously, the series since the very, very beginning. But honestly, Willa is such a fan favorite. I see, the love Willa gets. Now, my opinion on Willa, I think she's a great character. In fact, I think she's probably better than Ginny, in my opinion, of the 4 main Super Kitties, but she has only just been in 1 season so far, plus 2 episodes of Season 2, but... so I don't really know Willa as much as some of those other characters, obviously as the main 4 that we've seen, throughout all of Season 1, all of Season 2, and all of Season 3 so far as well, where Willa, I haven't seen too much of her, but potentially she could move up in my bracket. Or for me, she could move up in the rankings, depending on how much I like her throughout Season 3. She does kind of give Bitsy vibes in a way, and I think her and Bitsy are pretty good friends. I think they both even have the same eye color, too, which is kind of funny. And Willa does kind of remind me of Ruby just because of the design of her character. So Willa is a jungle cat, who was teased in the poster for Season 3, the title for Season 3, which nobody knew who the heck this character was until she appeared at the very end of Season 2. And many people have grown to love her, and she is a really cute character, so it's understandable. But yeah, with that, Willa ended up blowing everyone away, even though she hardly made it into the finale. But when she did make it to the finale, she blew away Peanut, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, I completely understand why. Peanut's just a side character. Willa is basically a main character at this point. So with that, we have our winner of the Super Kitties character bracket. So congratulations to, of course, Willa for winning. I know she was a fan favorite by many, but yeah, with that, that is the end of this poll series. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if there's any other poll series that you would like me to do, let me know down in the comments, and I'll think about it. I'll consider it. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.